Okay, here we are today with the Nerf Rival Zeus. First off, let's go over what you get. You get either the Team Red Zeus, or you get a Team Blue Zeus. Now I did Team Blue for the Apollo video, so I will focus more on the Team Red one this time around, but other than the blasters themselves, you get 12 of the high impact Rival rounds, which are nice solid foam balls. Fly very well. You get yourself a 12-round magazine. Oh, let me get it popped out of the blaster here. You get a 12-round magazine, which you can do the quick ammo pickup and quick ammo release, which if you want to see in more detail, make sure to check out the Apollo overview video, because I go over it more in detail. And speaking of the Apollo, real quick, while I've got the mag out of this, now the Apollo can use the 12s from this or the 7s that come with. However, the Zeus cannot use, I've got a 7 from the Apollo, the Zeus cannot use the 7 from the Apollo, because as you can see, it does not hook in at all, because the lock is back there. So Zeus only used the 12-round mags, just so you know. Anyway, focusing on the Zeus, let's take a look at the features. So you've got a bunch of tack rails going on. So you've got one on either side and a longer one on the top. And the ones on the side do not come pre-installed. They're loose in the box. Well, not loose, but they're in the box and you have to click them in when you get the blaster. Blaster also features flip-up sights, so you can hopefully see down the sights, and they're pretty decent for Nerf sights. Well, I've already got the blaster aimed like this. Because this is a battery-powered flywheel blaster, you have to put the batteries in. To do that, there are 2 screws on the sides here, and then the battery tray just comes straight out of the back. And it takes 6 C cells, which are in, instead of being in a 2x2, which a lot of the other blasters use, they're in a linear setup. They go right down the blaster, which is nice. It kind of balances out the weight from the front to the back. So giving it, all in all, a pretty balanced feel. Now, because this is a flywheel blaster, it is operated by holding down the rev trigger and pulling the other trigger to fire, so do that right now. So hold that, and then, so there you go, semi-auto. And if you were to have a jam, there is a jam door right here. Lets you get into the flywheels and clear out any jams you may have. Also, when you don't want to accidentally be pulling the rev trigger, come around to this side, have a trigger lock, and that does not lock this trigger because that has other safeties involved. But if you engage the trigger lock, then you cannot pull the rev trigger, which is really good for storing the blaster. Now, if you're going to be storing the blaster for a long amount of time, you should probably just take the batteries out. But if you're just tossing it in the car to go play at the park or whatever, it's handy to have that so it accidentally doesn't press against something while you're in transport and just be revving your flywheels the whole time, draining your batteries. That's not good. So nice that they have the lock on there. But you have, also have a sling attachment point here at the back, which is probably good because this thing's going to want to tip up. And we also have Ambidextrous Mag Release. So you just, easiest way, so right-handed, so easiest way I found is on one side, get it with your thumb, and then push on the mag on the other side with all your fingers to pop it out. And as you can see, or I don't know if the camera caught it, but on this blaster, when you put the magazine in, it automatically takes a round into the blaster. And so what happens is if you unload a magazine that hasn't been emptied, you will get, and I'll make sure I'm showing it to the camera this time, but you will have one just fall loose there. So definitely want to, can I, yep, retrieve that one. So definitely want to keep that in mind. But yeah, there you go. So that is your Rival Zeus. Now the big question, of course, is how well does it perform? And for that, I want to make sure to head on over to the range test where we take this thing out into the real world and see what it can do. Also, because this is a Rival blaster and the claim on the box is in feet per second for velocity and not a range, going to be doing some velocity testing as well, so keep an eye out for that video as well. And as always, thanks for watching.